Hello, this is an audiobook I'm just trying out. This is Deku the Quirkless Villain by LO of 9. This can be found on fanfiction.net. Anyways, let's get started. Chapter 1, Alone and Broken. Can someone without a quirk be a hero? Asked Midoriya. His teacher's voice broke his train of thought. You guys are all third years now. It's time to start thinking about your careers and futures seriously. I want to hand out these career forms, but I assume you all want to be heroes, he said as he threw the papers in the air. Midoriya always wanted to be a hero, and it was his dream, but he was born quirkless. On top of that, his childhood best friend became his bully, even giving him the nickname Deku, meaning useless. Bakugo made Izuku's life a living hell by teasing him, abusing him, and belittling his once best friend. You're aiming for UA too, aren't you, Midoriya? Bakugo and the rest of the class turned to Midoriya. They all laughed at the idea of Midoriya becoming a hero, but Bakugo just turned and slammed his hand on Midoriya's desk while adding an explosion, making him fall back in his chair. Forget them, you're quirkless, you're below everyone else. And you think you can keep up with me? He screamed to Bakugo as he drove Midoriya to the back of the class. It's always been my dream, and I thought I could try the exam, and said Midoriya in a low voice as the class mocked him. After school, Midoriya was on his phone. The number one hero was in Japan, as well as his idol was spotted nearby. Midoriya picked up his notebook, but not before Bakugo swiped it out of his hand. Midoriya reached up to grab it, but Bakugo already burned it. What I'm saying is, don't you dare go to UA, nerd, said Bakugo as he put his hand on Izuku's uniform and started using his quirk to burn Midoriya's uniform. As Bakugo was walking out the door with his friends, he said the words that would change Midoriya's fate forever. If you want to be a hero so bad, I got an idea that might save you some time. If you think you'll have a quirk in your next life, go jump off a roof, Bakugo said to Midoriya. Midoriya wanted to fight back, but he couldn't. How could he? Midoriya only mustered an angry look, with tears running up his eyes. Bakugo sneered at Midoriya and showed off his quirk. Midoriya stood in homeroom, all alone, crying and afraid, with no friends to turn to, no shoulder to cry on except his mother. She was the only person in the world who was there for him, but that's not enough. Midoriya went outside to pick up his notebook, and he began having thoughts that no middle schooler should have. Why? Why is he allowed to do this to me in front of everyone? In front of our teachers? To just let him do what he wants. Maybe quirkless, but I'm human too. I'm human, aren't I? Midoriya thought as tears clouded his eyes. Later that day. I don't think so, kid, said All Might. A pro hero should always be willing to risk his life at any moment without a quirk. Without a quirk, you'll just get hurt or even worse, All Might said firmly to Midoriya. All Might's words made Midoriya freeze up. All his dreams, aspirations, all his hope was being crushed. If you want to help people, become a police officer. They get a lot of hate because they lock up criminals that pro heroes have taken care of, but it's admirable work. It's okay to have a dream, kid. However, you have to be realistic, Midoriya said with a sigh. Even All Might said it. The number one hero. Don't cry. You already knew this already. Just because you knew, you still, and yet you tried so damn hard, Midoriya said as he began to cry, his eyes glazed with tears. Midoriya noticed a crowd begin to crowd around an alley, but this time he turned away and walked home. No thoughts filled his mind, no ambitions, not anymore. Inka Midoriya greeted him. "Hey, sweetie, how's school?" She said happily to her son. She said happy her son came home. Her husband worked overseas. Midoriya put on his fake smile and told her, "Good, Mom. I met All Might today. Can you believe it?" Midoriya said. Inko smiled and hugged her son. "I always wanted to meet All Might. Little did you know that night would be the night she would lose her son." Izuku was all alone in his room at 10 p.m. He's finally ready and he got all the things he needed and he finished up his apology letter. Inside was his reasons why, a location, his entire life savings, total 500,000 yen. "I'm sorry, Mom," Midoriya said as he crept through a window. Midoriya arrived to a rooftop at 12:30 a.m., the same rooftop where his dreams were crushed. He took off his shoes and stood on the edge, his notebook in hand as he grasped it tightly and jumped. "Am I dead?" thought Midoriya. He expected death. Instead, he was greeted with something much more terrifying. As Midoriya opened his eyes, they grew wide at the sight. A crooked and disgusting-looking blade at his neck. The man wielding the blade wore a torn-up red scarf with multiple blades holstered all over his body. He had eyes filled with murderous intent and mouth. It was the hero killer Stain, and at an instinct, Midoriya scrambled backwards, but felt a pain in his right arm, and realized that his arm was broken. Stain stepped forward slowly and spoke in a raspy, demanding voice. "Who are you and why did you kill me?" Oh my god, that was horrible. Izuku choked up and couldn't muster any words. "Answer me now, unless you want to die here," Stain shouted. "I'm sorry." Midoriya managed to choke up some words. Didn't mean to, I'm sorry, just said nervously, but he couldn't finish his sentence. How could he just say he wanted to commit suicide? He like it was nothing. Stain lifted his butt. You just what? Shouted Stain. "I tried to kill myself, okay? Please, just let me die already," explained Midoriya in a sad tone. Oh, fuck. Stain was surprised to say the least. He thought his boy was trying to attack him, but it was just a teen who wanted to end it all. Realizing the boy posed no threat, he put his sword away and knelt down so he could look the boy in the eye. "Why did you want to do it?" Stain asked in a more calm voice. Midoriya wondered if he should even tell him, but after thinking about it, he came to the conclusion that the hero killer just does not gain anything by knowing, so he just ultimately decided to tell him. "Starting when I was born without a quirk." Midoriya explained his whole life story except his conversation with All Might. "That's what's wrong with society. A quirk determines what you are in this world now. Fake heroes minus criminals pollute this world now," Stain scowled. Midoriya was a bit surprised hearing that, to say the least. Stain was right. Every day, more and more heroes became heroes for selfish reasons, only in it for the fame and amount of wealth. Criminals also increased drastically. The silence was broken by Stain again. "Hey, what's up with that notebook?" Stain asked. Izuku didn't realize he was holding on to his notebook. "Oh, it's my Hero Analytics notebook. I record quirks, possible uses, upgrades, and weaknesses. But I don't need now. Wanna see it?" responded Midoriya as he lifted his notebook to Stain. Stain knew after hearing his life story, could have been a true hero due to his reason, sin to be one so noble. Sting received the notebook and began to read every single page, becoming more and more interested with each page he turned. Wow, these are so detailed. You have real talent. It's amazing the amount of data behind these notes are... It's amazing. The amount of data behind these notes are incredible, said Sting as he kept looking through. A subtitle with a crooked smile began to form. This thing has a horrifying lack of commas. Okay. Izuku was surprised and happy someone finally acknowledged him for something he did. Really? You think so? I marked hard on them. My favorite page is 157. I think Kamua's ability is amazing, said Midoriya. Same thing gave us a sad smile. This kid has been through so much, and even after attempting suicide, he still smiles. This kid needs someone to guide him, someone he can look up to. Stain thought. Hey kid, I got a position for you. Would you like to hear it? Stain said. Midoriya looked up with Stain with a amused face, and the proposition Stain gave was something Midoriya never expected to hear from the infamous hero killer. Alright, that was a mouthful. I did stumble a lot in this story. It's a great story. You should go check it out. I will be trying to complete this one. Next week on Friday, I will post another update of Worthless Necessity. I'm still trying to work out the text-to-speech thing. I'm trying to switch to there. It's just, I'm ripping up my hair here with it, you know. Anyways, be good people. Please be nice to each other. Anyways, have a great day and adios.